everyone, so this is trimester 1 review part 2. This video we are focusing on unit 2. Again, we're not going to have time to talk about everything in unit 2, so we're just going to highlight some key points. So one of the big things we did in unit 2 was combining like terms. This is where we identify our groups. So here in this first one I have my X group, and then I have my number group. Right, when I simplify those, I get 5x plus 7. So my final answer is 5x plus 7. All right, let's do it again. In this next one, I have my A group to start us off. And here I have 4a minus a. I can put a 1. My next group would be a squared. So I have 3a squared plus 4a squared. And my final group is numbers. When I simplify, I get 3a, 7a squared, and positive 3. Put it all together. And that is my simplified answer. All right, the second thing we talked about was the distributive property. All right, distributive property, I take the outside number and I multiply it with both terms on the inside. And it is only the one touching the parentheses. So in the second example, I'm only distributing the -2. And I'm only distributing it with what's inside the parentheses. That 4x is just going to get brought down. All right, next part of distributing after I place them is actually multiplying them out. And then my third step, are there any like terms? So here I just have an x, and it's just 3x, there's nothing to put with it, and same thing with my numbers. So there is nothing to combine, so my final answer is just 3x minus 30. In my second example, I see that I have an x group as well, but I have 2 x's to put in that group, so I am going to do some combining here. The numbers just has 2, so that is going to stay. So when I combine, I get -6x, and the 2 stays. So my final answer for number 2 is -6x plus 2. All right, and then one of the other things we focused on a lot is finding equivalent expressions. So I can do that to either check my answers or just see if something is equal. And I find equivalent expressions by evaluating. And evaluating means plugging in for a variable. All right, so if I want to check equivalence, I'm going to pick a number for x, and I'm going to plug it into all of my x's. So I see an x here, an x here, and then 2 of them in here. Everything else is going to stay the same. All right, so now that I have plugged in, I'm going to go ahead and simplify. So for this first one, I get -9. The second one, I also get -9. And the last one, I get -7. So which expressions are equivalent? Make sure we're answering our question. Okay, so expression A is equivalent to expression B because after evaluating, I got the same value. As always, if you have any questions, type them in at the end of the video.